welcome to the results program. My name is Steve Mills and welcome to this video on split testing. What's split testing, you may be thinking? Well, split testing is the process of trying different things in order to improve performance. I've used split testing on many occasions, split testing adverts and emails and so on and so forth, in order to try to get more out of the performance, in other words, the results that those adverts and emails and social media posts and web pages and landing pages and scripts and so on and so forth create. And that's really what split testing does. When somebody comes to me and says things like, I'm thinking of doing this advert or that advert, what do you think would be the best, Steve? And I nearly always say the same thing. The only way to really understand is not to ask someone like myself. That may help. Yeah, I've got 26 years experience and probably made most of the marketing mistakes in that time, but the truth of the matter, split testing can actually tell you that advert A pulls 30% better than advert B. Email A outpulls advert B, and so on and so forth. So let me just give you an example of this, because I came across an advert recently that, to be honest, it shocked me. Let's just have a look at it, shall we? And here it is. This is the advert. This is by an advert by an organization called KPMG. Now, KPMG are, I'm not sure whether they're the world's leading accountancy firm or one of the world's leading accountancy firms, but they're certainly up there. They're very, very, very successful. So you could say, who are you, Steve, to say, that this advert is no good? But I'm just going to give you my take on it, and I don't think it is. I think it's pretty rubbish, to be absolutely honest with you. Now, with all respect to KPMG, as I said, they could say, well, we're one of the leading firms in the world, and therefore we must be doing something right. And they'd be right in saying that. I just question whether this particular advert is as good as it could be. And you can see down the left-hand side there why I think that. It's got a poor headline that doesn't really mean anything. Anticipate tomorrow, deliver today. What does that actually do to add value to me? What does it do to make me want to click the button at the bottom and visit their website? I don't go, oh, I could anticipate tomorrow so I can deliver today. Oh yes, I must go and have a look at that website. That's silly, isn't it? Long-term success hinges on balancing both. Okay, so long-term success, so if you're going to anticipate tomorrow and deliver today, you've got to do both of those things. But if you look at the writing here, it's because of the white background, it's very difficult to even read that. I had to sort of squint my eyes in a very similar way to when it says at the bottom there, learn more, KPMG. Again, hard to read, too small, and doesn't really add any real value. You've got transform your business. Maybe that's better than, probably the best headline I've seen or read so far on this particular advert. And KPMG's core is improving business performance and turning risk into opportunities. Now, again, just another little strapline. What does this do for me? What is the call to action? Well, the call to action says visit site. Could they not have come up with something any more powerful than visit site? Where is the thing that tells them, download our free report on how to become more successful in business? Will that be better than anticipate tomorrow, deliver today? I don't know is the truth. I don't know that. I don't know actually how successful this advert is. I don't think it's running to this day, so I'm assuming it's not that successful. You know, the bottom line here is that, you know, if I was working for KPMG and they came to me and said, look, you know, our designer's come up with this advert, what do you think, Steve? Well, firstly, I'd tell them that the pictures doesn't really mean anything. I don't think it delivers any value. Secondly, I'd tell them that I think we could come up with a far better, more powerful headline. Thirdly, I'd tell them that the subhead needs to be probably in a darker color, maybe black, or maybe even a bright color, like blue. And it needs to stand out more, and it needs to be a bit bigger. I'd then tell them that their logo is useful because it's their company and because they are a very well-known brand, so they need to keep that in there. The lines at the bottom under transforming your business and so on, again, I think could be better. Transforming your business, that's okay, but you know, it really could be more powerful. And the visit site, well, I just think that's somebody being very, very lazy, to be honest. You know, even it said visit our website now. That might be more better than visit site, and that's still not very good. You know, I'd say something like for a free business transformation review, click here, or to sign up to our webinar on business transformation, click here. I want to get them to do something. I want to get them to click on my advert. If this is an advert on Google, I want to get them to click on it. If it's a post on social media, I want to get them to click and go to the website where they can read more. I hope this is making sense to you. So what can testing do? Let me just show you an example here. What can we split test first? There's two different, well, they could be adverts, couldn't they? They could be posts on social media. They could be emails. You know, I could send those out as an email. I could add them as a web page, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So there's many different ways I could use these two. Let's just call them units of marketing copy. The question is, which one's the best? Which one's the best? What do you think? It's hard to know, isn't it? Is it better to offer people a free online results mastery training session? Or would it be better to offer them a free sales and marketing 4 ebook bundle? So you're giving them 4 different reports basically by email. And the truth is we don't know. And we don't even know if these things are very, very good. It might be better to have something else. I'm certainly not suggesting mine's perfect. The 2 examples here are a million miles from perfect. But what I do want to say is that they could be split tested. We could set up an advertising campaign and show that advert, let's say for example on LinkedIn, show one advert 50% of the time and the other advert 50% of the time, and then carefully note and measure who's clicking on which advert, and whichever advert gets the most clicks, we get rid of the other one and perhaps split test with a different headline. So if we looked at these 2 headlines, so which one's the best here? Again, you know, there's various things, you know, how powerful are the headlines? Is it good to have a picture of the person who, you know, the company person? So is it better with my picture in there, or is it better without my picture? I actually believe people buy from people that they know, like and trust. And part of the reason why I have my picture there is to get people to sort of know me, so they know who they're buying from. The one on the right, is not, doesn't actually have that. But it might be that it's got a better call to action. Are you like this? Then do that. That's basically what we're saying here. Are you a struggling business owner who needs more leads and sales? If you are, then book a free results review consultation by clicking on book now. So click on that link there. You get the idea? So, two prime examples. Now, if you think about what you could improve on your conversion rates through split testing, there are a whole variety of different things. So if you've got, let's say, for example, if you put together two emails or two different landing pages, or you had two scripts at a networking event, when you do the bit where you've got to stand up in front of people and go, "Hi, my name's Steve, and this is what I do, and this is the company that I run," and so on. Whatever you're saying right now, is that the best it could possibly be? Well, we don't know. What do we want to do? What do we want? Why are we stood up there? Why have we gone to that event? Because we want to improve results. And the only way of improving results, or let's say at least a key way of improving results, is to split test. So I could go to the networking event and one day say one thing, and then notice how many people come up to me and perhaps ask me for a meeting, or at least want a conversation with me. And then when I go to the perhaps next week's meeting at the same place, I say something else, and notice how many people come up to me and want a conversation or book a meeting based on that script. That's an idea and a way in which you can split test a networking script. The same thing for answering the phone, the same thing for making telephone calls, the same thing effectively for everything. Now, one word of warning here, if you are going to do this, don't split test everything. What do I mean? Well, if you change the pictures and change the headlines and change the subheads, and you add a video or take a video away, and you improve the words, and you change this, that, and the other, how do you know what's worked? And the truth is you don't. You don't know what's worked. So split test one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Okay, so you could, if you went to your website and looked at all your pictures on your site and said, right, perhaps we could create another page and do a split test, the same page, let's say, for example, for my results mastery, I could set up two different pages, and I could get people to go to one page, and then next time, my next advert that I run maybe next week, I could get them to go to the other page and see which page outpulls in order to get the best result. Now, the same applies with each and every element that we've got there. We've got improve the pictures, test the headline and the subheads, add video, improve the words, offer some free advice, offer something free, offer some help, add testimonials to the page. I wonder whether that could improve things. Add a CTA or call to action. So many web pages that I see these days, they have a page like Our Services, which is a terrible headline, by the way. If you've got a page called Our Services, I strongly recommend that you change that. And then you go to you read a load of stuff, and then you go to the bottom, and what happens? The truth is virtually nothing. It just sort of fizzles out instead of having a really strong call to action. So, not a good idea to not have a good call to action. So that's about it, really. That's all I wanted to say. I think split testing is incredibly powerful. I definitely think you should do it. Don't do everything at once. Don't try and be too sophisticated. Just test. The three most important words when you're buying a house are location, location, location. As far as marketing's concerned, it's testing, testing, and testing. They're the three different words that really make the most powerful difference in the results that you achieve in your marketing. I can remember one particular example in my world where I worked for a company. They were advertising in a magazine. They'd spent £12,000 and got no leads whatsoever in this advert. I then started working with them, and they told me about this problem that they got, that they'd spent £12,000 on advertising and won no leads. What did I think they should do? And I said, well, I think we should either get rid of the advert and stop doing it because it's been running now for 6 months without winning any business, or what we could do is to create another advert. Let's test a different advert to see if we could improve results. So we came up with an advert, and that advert made them in the next 2 months £5 million. I really should have been on commission. I made them £5 million in business, and it took me about 10 minutes to figure it out. And that's the power of split testing. I tell you that not to impress you in terms of me, although, you know, it was quite an achievement, but the power of split testing, that's how powerful that is. So thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thank you.